Yo, it's Kevin. Today's my weekly recap and outlook for DAX, the German index. So let's just get straight into it. This is the weekly candle. As you can see, bullish candle. I was gonna say doji, but it's not doji. It's kind of bullish. Doji would be a bit smaller. But yeah, we opened at 25,316.8 and closed at 25,347.3. If you go into the daily, you can see we had a bullish, bearish, and then a bullish candle, which is nice because we finally had a bearish candle, three bearish candles. However, to me, it just looks like when it go back up, because this looks like a pattern to me, like a just reversal pattern. So, but we'll see. So, I can see these are my levels and draws. Levels did hold as high the week, which is nice. But yeah, let's just break this down. This bomb level didn't get touched, 25k. We might have broken past 25k mix. We'll see what happens here next week. But let's break this down. Monday London session. I really liked Monday London session because why? Guess why? Guess what this is? Boom. Oversold swing. TP here. Selling climax. AR. ST. 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 Finally got a purge. Low of the day. And then straight buys till here. But yeah, how could you call this? Obviously London opened here, and even prior to this we were bullish, I'm pretty sure, on the hourly. Obviously we were bearish on the 1 hour, but we were bullish on the 4 hour. So mixed bias alongside this 15-minute sweep before open, alongside break structure here, and then alongside this order block slash fair value gap slash inverse slash true day tap, which is 5 o'clock open, bomb ticked at 8:30, also equilibrium, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Also 15-minute failure, 15-minute inverse, blah blah blah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then this is a nice trade here. You also have another opportunity at like 9:30 to just catch it off of this 15-minute failure. Wicked it a lot, and then clean move to draw. But yeah, that was London, New York session, 2:30 p.m. What happens? Pumps up, sweeps this high, decent sweep. Obviously, we have fair value ups here. We end up disrespecting this one, but then we have this 15-minute inverse. This 15-minute inverse holds at 3 o'clock. Again, this is equilibrium, a higher time frame. If I go into the 5-minute now, relatively high time frame. I don't want to say 15 minutes a high time frame, but 5-minute OTE at 310, and that's just lower the hour, lower the 4-hour candle that prints, and this runs 80 points or straight to the levels, which is nice. But yeah, that's Monday, very clean day, very nice, very clean, very bullish. Love to see it. And then Tuesday is when we start to reverse, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. London Open, where are we at? Right here. You can see prior to London Open, what does this look like? Again, let's just go into 15. Again, what is this? Overbought swing. You can see here to here, this is very steep. Steep. Right? Candle ratio for the bullish candles to the bearish candle is 2-to-1. What is this? Overbought swing. Where does the buying stop? Here. Buying climax. Whoa. Buying climax. Automatically test, purge, and then we come down. So yeah. After London opens, we leave behind this 15-minute fair value up. We just come in, tap it. Also tap this 15-minute order block. Also just a 5-minute fair value up. Big 5-minute failure up, taps the order blocks at 8:30 again, good timing, and then dumps. The issue is we didn't take this draw immediately, which is an issue because we edge it. I'll go into this because I think this is low of the day. I think this is just low of the day timing. Low of the day got placed in. Very dodgy candle. I don't know what this BS is here. But you can see we took it by, or we didn't take it by 1 pip. So again, you draw a green line because that's going to get taken. How its price came this close, I'm not going to take it. But yeah, then you start to reverse. Of course, this could be like OTE from like these lows here. Sorry, on the 5 minute. There's like a 5 minute low here. You could draw OTE out and say that's OTE. You could also consider this as just being a reaction off of this 5 minute order block. I'll make it red. But you can see this sweep here, big sweep, nice clean break. Tapped the initial reaction, came down deep, and then just reacted off it, I guess, and then inverse this 5 minute fair value up, boom, and that was just low the 4 hour on this 11 AM candle. But like I said, no, I didn't say. Did I say this? Did we check news? I can't remember, but we can check news now. 1:30 p.m. Tuesday, 1:30 p.m. Wednesday, and 1:30 p.m. Friday. So yeah, we did have news today. On Tuesday it was CPI, so we're gonna see what happens. I can already see that's news candle. Yes, it is. But yeah, so we can't start to reverse, and then this move I was viewing as manipulation because CPI, unless I know it can pump up. However, I was viewing CPI as manipulation because it was a fake move type shit. But now, if I go to the hourly, what does this look like? Pretty much the same thing. This was high of the week. Level finally got tapped. On Tuesday, leveling it tapped. I mean, on Tuesday, London session, leveling it tapped. We finally tapped it at New York. But obviously, we don't really care about news. News hits, we wake up, close down. The hourly closes below the level, which is nice. Then we open up. We take news high. News low is a drawn liquidity. And then we come up. New York session opens. And disrespects this 5 minute right here. Inverses it here. Also sweeps this 5 minute candle high. And then fills in this 5 minute inverse completely. And the 1 minute is just purely same things. Equilibrium alongside fair value gap right here. This is a nice value up because it taps it, gives instant reaction, and then it's also alongside this inverse. So if we consider this a BPR, and it's in line with this news high, and it dumps to news low, of course, and then 3 p.m. opens right here, continues dumping, comes back up because it just dumps instantly, didn't really create a top wick. Also, this candle has no top wick, and we hit the top wick at 337, and then we dump again, then we come back up and just accumulate. But this was high of the week, and pretty decent day on Tuesday. This sell down was nice, the buy up was nice, and this sell down was nice right from the top. It would be nice if you caught it from the top, but if you caught it as a Wyckoff and you just entered on 15-minute close, which was here, you're making money because this is a Wyckoff schematic. I'll explain. That's 16 on the 15-minute time frame, but I will explain why and how. But you can see it here. But I'll get into it. The RTO is coming on Wednesday, and then Wednesday we had news again at 1:30. What else? PPI. Let's just drag this over. 1:30 is like right here, pretty useless. But as you can see here, this is an RTO. Wednesday we was on the hourly, we were bullish technically compared to this. Don't really like this, but if we weren't looking at this, what would we look at? Probably. Is it low here? No. Only okay. Well, either way, the forward was actually bearish on Wednesday. Reason being, most recent big structures here. So then mixed bias. So then 15-minute liquidity sweep at London Open, which was right here. Boom. Came up to this. Boom. On the 1 minute, let's make this red. We came up. Boom. Broke structure right here. Very clean. And then 1 minute inverse. Tap, tap, tap. Reaction. Dumped. 9 p.m. opens. Oh, sorry, 9 a.m. opens. Boom. OTE. Dumps. Straight to them double hourly lows. Very nice double hourly lows. Now, if you look at this, what does this remind you of? Let's see. Who gets marks for this one? This is just a sweep. Hourly low high. Hourly weak high. Anyways, so this is overbought swing. Obviously, it's not that small. This is overbought swing. Boom, overbought swing. You can see here. Oops, here to here. Candle ratio 2 to 1. More bullish. Very steep. Overbought swing. This is a drawn liquidity. Let's make this green. Yes, thank you. And then you have double lows. Buying stopped here. Buying climax, automatic rally. Now I would view this as a secondary test. I know the secondary test goes past the buying climax, but it's high time frame, Wyckoff, and it still reacts off of the buying climax level. You know what I'm saying? So this is a secondary test because we tested the same level that the buying climax stopped buying up. So then it runs. Secondary test running past the AR is pretty normal. It happens quite a lot to bait people in. And then we have the big bomber collapse purge. I'm just gonna put P. And then the final fake out. Also to mention as well how you know this is a purge. This wick comes up here, closes here. This wick comes up here, closes here. That means price don't want to go up, price want to go down. And you can see price went down. So yeah, pretty simple. But anyways, comes back to this level, buying climax, return to origin, RTO. And again, if you enter this on the 15-minute close, bearish close, you're getting 15 minutes very safe because it's the hourly Wyckoff. Like you could enter on 5 or even 3 or whatever, but 15 minutes very safe and you're still getting out of that. That's a lot of money. So yeah, very nice setup, and it's just 15-minute liquidity sweep. Boom, boom, boom. 15-minute inverse right here. Didn't even mention that. And then it just sold off. I'm pretty sure there was obviously more opportunity, like 5-minute fairly ups. Perfect 5-minute fairly up. Perfect 5-minute fairly up. Plus equilibrium here. At 9 o'clock is 9 o'clock. See, it is 9:30. And then yeah. Now New York session. What did New York session do? Pretty anticlimactic. We came up, tap on order block, keep going down. Now which order block do we tap? This 15-minute right here. Let's make it whatever Y. It's just an hourly one as well. Hourly order blocks Y. Sweep this high and then broke below this low. Nice order block there on the hourly. And then this runs, and this timing is 310. Once again, 310 A. And it doesn't run straight away. It actually gets a retracement into this. And then almost top ticks this 5-minute inverse, which is nice. Sweeps this high as well. And then again, what do? Reverse. And then we sweep a high. This is a weak high. Why? Also, although it swept liquidity, it didn't break structure. It didn't break past this low. Neither did it break past any significant low here. So this would be a weak high. It's 1 a.m. so we don't really care, but that's a weak high. So it makes sense why we get a retracement like this. And we left behind this 1 hour fairly up. What do? Big fair value up. Oh yes, very big. Put it here, draw with the order block, and then on the 15-minute, this is just the order block. Why? Because sweep, break. This one got tapped into and gave a reaction, and this one is actually closer, quote unquote, because it's closer to price right now, if that makes sense. So you use this one, and that's high of the day on Thursday. Hell's like 6 a.m., which is interesting. And then London opens, and do I dare to say it? You can consider this as a wyckoff. Why? Boom, overbought swing. And AR, secondary test, secondary test, secondary test. AR runs past the ST. I mean, ST runs past the AR. Pretty normal. Boom, boom, purged. How you know it's a purge? Because we swept order block, tap into POI, came back down, and then what do we do? 7 a.m. London session. London session is low down here, but RTO TP would have been this slow, and then price starts to reverse. This is just OTE from here. You can see these reactions, perfect reactions, boom, boom, boom. Pretty sure slow the day, 8:30 OTE. However, what's a better trade than this is, yeah, you could have caught this. I don't need to like explain how you could have caught this, but fairly up, 5-minute inverse. Yeah, it's OTE as well. After Wyckoff getting completed, we're just gonna reverse whatever. New York session, pretty similar thing. We did have news. I think it did absolutely nothing on Wednesday or Thursday. We had unemployment claims. Where's the news candle? This one? Oh, I caught it. One thing about news candle is interesting because every news event this week almost gave a reaction. Like if I draw out this line, there's 130 here. If I draw out a line from when news hit, you can see it gave a reaction here. And this buy here is very nice on the 15 or just 5. Even on the 5, I think it was something on the 5. Yeah, it's just a 5-minute value up. And it just got respected. But either way, New York session opens right here in this 5-minute value up. And then opens up higher. And then we have this 5-minute inverse, which gets inversed right here. And then it gets inversed. And this is, oh, that's 330. Where's 230 here? So you just come up, reverse tap in this, 3 p.m. opens, comes down, creates bottom wick. Is this OTE? Almost, pretty much. I would consider that as OTE, region, whatever. Good sweep on the 5. And then news, like I said, this is just like the news level, which is a good level. I think even on Tuesday it got respected for the sells, I believe. But yeah, 5-minute fairly up. Now, one thing I did like about this one, because bias being bearish, whatnot, we tap back into this 1 hour fair value gap here, slash 1 hour order block. See this? Closed here, next candle opened, swept this 15-minute week high. And if your bias was bearish, you would have had literally New York session open. You would literally had this high, didn't get swept. The next high would have been this high. And literally 15-minute liquidity sweep, and then break structure right here. Or you look for a fair value gap, big break structure, big fair value gap, and this runs. So yeah. And this runs, boom, it doesn't take this slow, but it does run quite a bit. And you could have obviously held if you were still bearish, so you could have caught RTO and you could have caught this move and still be in. And of course it's just OTE. I keep saying RTO and OTE, but again, OTE plus sweep, and that is high the day. No, high the day was here, but hive, whatever, 4 hour session, 4 hour London session, whatever, New York session. Okay, anyways, Friday now. Friday was kind of mid, but 3 p.m. was nice. Let's look into the hourly. Hourly, we had this 1 hour bearish value up, boom, wicked it, high the day, placed in, nice one. 1 hour inverse, nice one. London opens, boom, candle up, baits people, okay, we're going up. Meanwhile, we left a gap, comes down, fills the gap, and then react off with this order block. Why is the order block? Because it sweeps this low and then breaks a high, and then we come back up, back to the 1 hour inverse, tap OTE, and then we go down to Monday's low. Now the reason Monday low is a very good drawn liquidity because for literally the last 4 weeks, Monday's held as low of the week, and this week it didn't, because for Monday to hold as low of the week for 4 weeks, it's just very, very, very unlikely. It means we're very, very bullish. And if that's the case, I would just say press buy. But yeah, now coming to next week, oh yeah, also I forgot to mention 3 p.m. last session of the week, London opens, obviously came down, boom, finally took Monday's low. I still have this marked out from Friday, but literally we swept the low. You'd obviously wait for a 1 minute break structure, which would have been here or here, and then 1 minute inverse. If you didn't wait for a break structure, you would have had this inverse, 1 minute fairly up, this 1 minute fairly up, and then if you did wait for a break structure, it'd be pretty much the same thing. Break structure here, you wait for a fairly up. Which fairly up would you wait for? The one in discount, obviously. So if I draw from here to here, which one did you wait for? None of these. This one or this one. And guess what? This one gets tapped. Plus the orange line, which is the inverse. Plus it is 320. So it's good enough. Plus equilibrium. And then we go up. And this comes all the way back up to these weak highs here on the 15. This is a weak high. Good draw. This is a weak high, good draw, and then high of the day doesn't get taken. And then guess what happens? We tap OT and then go sideways. But yeah, pretty much that's it for this week. Pretty good week. I really enjoyed this week. Very good price action. A lot of sessions were very nice. Bias was kind of clean. Levels held as high the week. Well, let me just do this. Done. So yeah, coming to next week, what am I seeing? It depends what Monday does. I'm gonna put a level. I will leave that level there because we could tap 25k again before we went up. Oh, sorry, that draw liquidity. I will make this white, and like I said, this just could be a continuation. So this could just be a reversal. This could be uptrend, whatever. It really just depends on Monday's daily candle close. But it could also be viewed as this one at 4 fairly up, it's very clean. Right here, gets respected. And finally, for the first time in a while, we've had 2 forward bearish fairly ups or bullish fairly ups get disrespected. So here and here. So obviously this one closed higher, so this one's kind of useless. It's not going to get inversed. But this is a bearish and this is a inverse. Let's make the inverse a different color. Do I have one for inverse? No. Let's just make it red. That's not red. Let's just make it white. Okay, sure. Why not? But yeah, so you can see reactions of this forward inverse. So level, if this forward inverse holds, is gonna be OTE. Pretty simply. Like I ain't playing games. 874.8, whatever. Make this purple line. That's the level. Also is in line with the forward fairly up, because you could just wick this again. Sure. Now let's delete these levels because they're already held. Now, if we're bullish, what do I want? I want OTE from a strong low. Which is a strong low? Probably here. I don't know what this was, but we're probably gonna rebalance this. The levels are very close to each other, but one's for a buy, one's for a sell. I've never really done this before, but it really depends on Monday, because like either I'm seeing this down to this draw, or I'm seeing purely just this up to like 26k. I'll put a draw at 25, 700. Because if it breaks 600, it's going to 700 simply. It's like I'm in the middle right now. But looking at indexes, I am seeing bullish. But looking at what Trump's saying, it's bad. It's like we could dump. But right now, obviously, we're respecting this. So what I want to favor is this purple line. Of course, if Monday's bullish, then I will favor this purple line, because this could just be viewed as a sweep, whatever, and this could just go higher because there's liquidity here. Weak forward highs, like these hourly forward highs are all weak, and I don't like them. Like boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, another draw liquidity I want to add is pretty much Friday low. If you're bearish, and if you're bullish, obviously high the week, we should break past this high. But the week closing doji like this, I think eventually we're gonna have to at least rebalance it. So this, instead of this high as a draw, I'm gonna make this high as a draw. And then we have 3 draws. Initial draw being here, and then I can also just add an OTE level here. Pretty much. Boom, because I would consider that as a strong high because it swept these highs and then broke here. What did I do? Make this purple. I will leave this one though, but what I want to favor is this. Boom, boom. Either this is gonna happen, or boom, boom. But yeah, that's pretty much it. These are my levels, purple lines and green lines are my draw. That was my DAX recap. Keep it clean and simple. See you next week.